It's a picturesque morning in Bismarck, North Dakota, and as the lens exposes the greenery and the scenery of Sertoma Park, it also shines a light on the camaraderie.
Nobody is different than anybody here, you know what I mean? We're all runners and we all come here to support each other.
I just really enjoyed it. And as I came back from week to week and got to know people, it was even better.
As individual runners trickle in bright and early, the focus remains solely on the group.
Morning.
Speed doesn't matter, time doesn't matter, stamina doesn't matter. No one here will pass any judgment. Well, almost no one.
I've been a judge for a little over 14 years. I've been a judge since I started in May of 2006.
David Reich serves on the bench for the South Central Judicial District of North Dakota.
Okay, I think we'll get started, everybody. It's a little after 8.
But outside the courtroom, he's the founder of RADD, Runners Against Destructive Decisions, an organization designed to help those recovering from addiction and other issues.
I read about some programs in some penitentiaries and some parole and probation programs that were using running to help keep people focused. I'm seeing this in other places, and I thought, well, why can't we do that here?
Judge Reich launched the program in the spring of 2014 and built a steady group of volunteers both inside and outside law enforcement to help those most vulnerable stay on track.
I was very surprised that this was going on in Bismarck, North Dakota. When the first event, Saturday that I showed up, nobody knew who I was, and they were very welcoming.
And Missy.
You know, we introduce ourselves by first names, but I don't say I'm a judge, and the chief of police doesn't say he's the chief, and you know, nobody says who they are. We're just runners. We're all basically the same when we're here.
Thanks, everybody, for coming today. Let's get started.
The anonymity isn't meant to be deceptive, but receptive, with the idea that a common goal can be achieved step by step.
My addiction counselor had told me about RADD, and you know, when you're in a vulnerable state and you're desperate to try to change, you're willing to try anything, you know what I mean?
We ran for probably about a month before he knew I was a judge. He said, yeah, if I would have known it was a judge, I probably wouldn't have shown up.
Me seeing that changed my whole perspective about the judicial system and about authority figures in the community.
Change takes time, and the pace of change isn't always the fastest. But RADD has become a starting point on the marathon march toward progress.
I was using drugs and alcohol and just living a very destructive life. You know, I found this program and it just completely changed the way I see my life and see how I can, you know, help others along my journey as well.
It does cause you to see people different, and I think it helps you maintain that sense of I need to treat this person as a person and treat this case as an individual case. And, you know, what can we do maybe with this person to try to get them back on track?
When I was younger, a young police officer, you know, how everything was black and white, right? And it still goes today for most young police officers. But as I've gone through my career and to see what people go through as they try and just live their life and make a living for their families and stuff, things get a lot more gray.
Participation in RADD is voluntary. Some runners get together multiple times per week, while others may be in and out based on different circumstances. But they can always count on Judge Reich.
Everybody has a little different path on their road to recovery, and sometimes there are more speed bumps for some people than others, but we're going to be here. I mean, we're going to be here when they come back.
I was able to see that he's a person. You know what I mean? I wasn't back then, you know, I had blinders on. I just thought that, you know, you don't see people as people. You see somebody with a robe on or somebody with their vest on and their sidearm on, but you don't see them as people. And here we see people as people.
Consistency is the key to maintaining a steady pace, whether it's on the trails or in life. Judge Reich is well aware he won't be able to save everyone, but he can still help anyone. It's easy to take a snapshot of someone's life and make a quick judgment, but it's much more fulfilling to put one step forward and see if they follow.
It does a lot of things for you. I mean, it provides structure in your life, and a lot of people lack structure. It causes people to set goals, and they have to work to achieve those goals. And it gives them kind of a sense of pride and accomplishment when they do that.
I just get a big smile on my face because I just know how much of an impact it's had on my life, and that's why I just keep coming back.
This is the way we want our system to be, right? We want people to succeed. We want people to, if they make a mistake, learn from it and move on. We don't want to have them carry that stigma for the rest of their life just because they've had some issues. And this is a way for them to do that and realize that they can get away from that.
By being non-judgmental and welcoming, I think, basically to all, people feel comfortable here.
And joined by David Brown. Nice work again.
Thank
Good
you.
story, David. The people in the program, they're not forced to be there. They're there because they want to be there, right?
Yeah, one of the common misperceptions basically is that Judge Reich sentences people in his courtroom to be a part of RADD. That's not the case. Most people who participate have never seen him in the courtroom. Now, some of them have, so he is familiar with some of the people in RADD, but the bottom line is he wants this to be an opportunity for anyone who's willing to change their life.
All right. And there's a big RADD annual event coming up pretty soon?
Yes, the annual Santa Run. It's on Saturday, December 12th in Bismarck. It's pretty much exactly what you think it is. People dress up in Santa suits and they run a 5K. Now, this year's event on the 12th, you can run it in person with social distancing, or you can run it virtually and submit a time. There are prizes involved. BismarckSantaRun.com is the website if people want more information. But it's a nonprofit. It raises money for RADD so they can pay for things like running shoes and entry fees, because they don't just race locally. They participate in marathons, half marathons, 5Ks around the country, even around the world, trying to spread the message.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, David.
Thank you.